Alrighty, Diego. So I know you're on vacation, and I know this was a little bit delayed. I've been busy the past week or so, but here is the recap from our lesson this past week. And as you know, I'm going to play them both at the same time. You can do whatever you want to look at them, but here they are. Alrighty, so we worked on a few things in this lesson. The first thing, if we're looking at the top versus the bottom, and if you compare this video to the last one, is, and if I get all my stuff out here, we look at the glove, where it goes. Sorry, I don't know why it's going that fast. We're starting to bring it up whenever we move. So when the glove comes up, when it goes up, and when the leg goes up, both of them move at the same time. And of course, this is to get similar rhythm, to get all of our mechanics going on time, and just making sure that we're able to continuously work with our mechanics and just keep it all timely based. Because the thing about pitching is it's all about rhythm and timing. If you're off by timing just a little bit, it's not going to be a good pitch. And take that with a really big grain of salt, as I've seen that proven many times when I pitch. So that's the first thing we really worked on, is both of them, as you'll see in the video, we started to really start to work on. I am noticing, however, I want to see if it's in this one too, because I just noticed it. This one's really good here. So watch the knee, watch the glove, both of them raising at the same time, but then watch the bottom here. And this is what I mean by this. Just watch the bottom here. Glove goes up way before the knee. So that's something we'll need to continue to work on, because I didn't even see that. And that's also the great part about having like video analysis, is that we're seeing this from an outside perspective. So the big thing there, obviously, is making sure when the knee goes up, that's when we bring the glove up. That's going to be the big thing. So there's the first thing we worked on. Second thing we worked on, as you will see from here versus here, the biggest thing is this part right here. So there's something I told Diego, which is you want to take the ass to the plate. I know, Diego's also a young kid, and I know I don't really like to cuss around young kids, but that's how I teach it. It's you bring the butt to the plate. And the reason I don't say butt, is because it's kind of, I don't know, it's just funny in a way. Versus, like my lessons, like I try to, be serious about it, because I like to keep loose, but I don't want it to be a joke, if that makes any sense. So that's the reason, but that's the why behind why I say ass rather than butt, is because it's keeping it loose, but also in a serious tone. So the big thing about this, and you can look at every single major league pitcher, and I guarantee you they all do this, because they are trying to take their hips and their momentum towards home plate. Versus this one, so let's look at the top one real quick. Thing is, we're not really getting into our legs here. See, we start getting into it, and then we stop up here. So, we stop up here. Let me get to the point. We are stopped up here. Let me also get rid of everything else here. So we're stopped. That was a really bad line. We're stopped right up here. Versus down low, we're getting more into our knee here. Just by a little bit. I know it's really not that much to see, but we are getting a lot more into our legs. I mean, just look at the diff. And if you're not really sure what I mean by this, look at this front knee versus this knee. Extended at the top versus bent at the lower one, which is also going to be good for the lower one, because that means also we're not heel striking, which I'm going to see. No, we're landing flat, which is good. Versus up top, and what do you know? Just watch it. Initial. I'm trying to get it to the point. Right there, initial heel strike. Versus here, if you look, we come flat. That's when we touch it. As you can see, and I'm going to clear this all real quick. Flat here. Just a little bit of a bend there. Just a little bit. So that's something also we worked on. Right now, I'll tell you something I really like. I do like that Diego is getting his arm above his shoulder, which is going to be really, really good for him. Because the thing we don't want is for that, or actually, let me get this, for our arm to be below our shoulder, because that's going to make some problems whenever we're throwing, and that's going to lead to a lot of arm problems. So it's good. Now, for me, I'm a power W guy, which I'm trying to get rid of. It's not terrible. Power W is pretty much this when you get into this position. However, I bring my shoulder then up to here. Like, I get it to then here. So, I'm keeping it above, or actually, more so, like, the power W for me, honestly, is, like, there. I'm still above my shoulders. I'm getting above my shoulders. It's just that I'm in the power W. So, there's another thing we worked on for this lesson. The big thing, too, and we're going to see... We're going to get here to here. And there's just a little bit of a difference. Now, I want you to look at something here, okay? So, actually, let's get to... So we're there, and we're out front here. Now, there is something that we do need to work on, and it's this part right here, the core. And this is something that's going to be more advanced. And I'm debating if I want to tackle it now just because of the fact it is an advanced thing, and really I want to get everything else sound. But I honestly might talk about it real quick. Pretty much what Diego's doing right now is recoiling. So we want to take his chest over. If you notice here, I'm going to clear everything too. Watch the bottom. There's this little bit of a recoil. And that's all because, and I know exactly how I'm going to fix this with Diego too. He's coming around. Watch the hips here. We're just going to put a circle here. Watch what the hips do. Instead of coming up and over that front leg, they're hinging around there. So what I'm going to do next lesson, and I'm going to show you it on the side here, I'm going to get this chair right here. Or really, I'm going to have so just pretend this is the bucket right here. There's going to be this chair right here. And all we're going to work on is getting up and over this chair. So we're going to be bringing this leg right here, and we're going to bring it up and over. So that's going to be what we're going to work on next time also. But another thing too, and I showed Diego the importance of this, and this is going to be the last thing I talk about because there's a lot that I've talked about so far, and I don't want to overwhelm everything I've talked about in this video. But the big thing too is also a different sense of where it comes to a visual approach. And especially, like, even for Diego, when we're throwing into the 9 square, he was originally aiming for the entire square, which, if you ever heard of it, aim small, miss small. So I told him, okay, aim for the bottom middle. Sure enough, he hits around the bottom middle. Actually, I believe directly in the bottom middle. After I told him, watch, you're going to hit it now. But it's all about a visual approach, because the way I look at pitching is a lot of the times, if you have good mechanics, 90% of the time, it's a mental issue. I don't know why I said mechanical, probably just because both of them MM. But that's the biggest thing there. And I tried to kind of teach a little bit of a sample size to Diego of making sure that we're aiming properly. So that's kind of all we recapped in this lesson. And of course, the next one we'll have is in 2 weeks. And I'm not necessarily sure how fall ball will play out and how we'll do lessons for that. But we'll keep in touch, kind of talk about what we want to do for that. But other than that, great lesson, Diego, and keep working and hopefully have fun on vacation.